Welcome to Huntington Bank Stadium, home of the Minnesota Golden Gophers, as we get set for what ought to be a terrific battle. What a game and what potential drama we have in store. You've seen this script before. Top 10 team goes into a cauldron of emotion on the road and just hopes to be able to get out and tell about it. As we'll see the #1 team in the country, the Ohio State Buckeyes, taking on a team recharged after a much-needed bye week, the Minnesota Golden Gophers. Glad to have you with us for EA Sports College Football. I'm Reese Davis, David Pollock and Jesse Palmer with me in the booth. Guys, we are ready to tee it up. And the Golden Gophers will kick it off to get us underway. He'll start the return inside his 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. The Buckeyes offense will have the first possession of the game. And here's the man they want to get the ball to in this passing game. This is the type of receiver, David, when he's covered, he's still open.
He's still putting that hand up in the air. Coach, I'm still open. And more importantly, his quarterback knows that. They're going to move him all over the field. They're going to feature him on offense. They're going to make sure he
got a lot of running room. And he's brought down after a huge completion. And you know the line they kick around at Ohio State, Woody Hayes, forward pass, 2 of the 3 things that can happen are bad. Woody had dudes like this, he'd be spinning that magic bean all over this place.
You ain't lying. My, how times have changed. Now it is pass, pass, pass. Find explosive playmakers like this on the outside. Get them the football.
Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry. They've got some work to do on this 3rd and long from the 40. Back to throw, it's Fuentes. Fires to the middle. It's complete. And perhaps a touchdown-saving tackle that gets him down at the 37. The Buckeyes are marching down the field. They'll go to the ground. They're trying to send a message with this running game. He stopped after a pickup of 4 at the 33. Really important for a ranked team going into a hostile environment like this one, not to give the underdog reason to believe.
Yes, reason to believe, and don't give the fans reason to get jacked up and excited. Come out early, be in a business mode mindset.
You got to start fast. You got to have a sense of urgency. You cannot come sleepwalking into an environment like this, because if you do and you make some mistakes, this crowd will bounce on you and seize momentum.
They'll use the running game on 1st and goal. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. And the D deny them on 2nd and goal.
The league's top team. The Knicks reach their first down.
And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
And with the stuff there, Jesse, on 2nd down, this thing 3rd to mid-range. You got 2 downs. What are you thinking here?
Maybe getting your quarterback out on the perimeter and giving him a run pass up.
And he'll take this into the end zone, but hang on just a second. Flag down. Let's see what this is about. Defense was a little anxious there. Got caught offside. Penalty will be declined and give him the touchdown. And the PAT makes it 7-0. So an 82-yard drive there. And it was finished off with a 2-yard touchdown toss. Out of the end zone. I imagine he's going to get an earful on the sideline after bringing it out of the end zone and being knocked down at the 11. So the Minnesota Golden Gophers offense will try to get something started with their first possession. And this figures to be just a tremendous matchup of big play receivers, Jesse.
And because of their skills, Reese, you're going to see all types of ways in how they use them, right? They're going to throw it to them, they'll throw screens, they'll get jet sweeps. Get these guys as many touches as you can.
Well, and the good thing is, if you're a defense, you're used to it. You see this guy in practice every day. Now you're seeing another guy that's elite. Which defense can rise to the challenge and get a few stops and maybe nullify the playmaker.
Wants to throw on 1st down on the prefake. And the defense will corral the quarterback, and down he goes at midfield. Negative play on 1st down. That's what a defense always wants. Dropping back, it's Lindsey. It's complete on the right side. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down.
I like the decision by the quarterback here. Just get the ball out of your hands, get it to your playmaker. A lot of times he'll dance and make even bigger plays than he did here, but it was still a positive game.
On 3rd and long, trying to convert through the air. He's got his man. And it is a chunk play, a huge gain on that one before the defense brings it to an end. They'll go back to the ground. And he'll pick up 1. It brings up 2nd and 9. Going to work in the red zone. They can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone.
As a reminder, this weekend,
He'll hold it on the read. 1-step wrap, 2-step squeeze. This junior knows how to get him on the ground.
The QB decided to keep it on that one. Listen, if you had his athleticism, you want to keep it too. Almost every time they run these types of option plays, but he's just going to have to do a good job of understanding when to hand it off, when to pitch it, and try to keep this defense on their heels and read his keys. He's got a lot of
And
touch.
with a touchdown, Minnesota!
I like this offense. I like watching it, man. They find a way to make plays and spread the football around. But I'll tell you what, I think this QB has an eye for this guy because that's 3 TDs now in 4 games. He wants to find him to make plays, really starting to trust that receiver out wide.
After that, Lakers answer tied things up, just about set to kick it away again. On the move from inside his 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. David, they'd love to do what they did last time and put this one in the end zone.
You ain't lying. They did a great job. The offense was clicking. Everything went well for them. They executed and got the touchdown.
And they really were in a nice rhythm as well. I'd love to see that here in the next drive, too. Just keep doing what you're doing. Everything seems to be working, and you seem to have this defense on the field.
Scanning the field, it's Fuentes. And the quarterback goes down at the 11-yard line.
Strong safety blitzes can sometimes be hard to see coming from a quarterback standpoint because we're used to seeing the strong safeties insert themselves into the box, but you don't oftentimes see them blitz like that. That can be tricky to watch.
He lets one fly deep. Makes a catch down the right side. And he breaks into the open. Touchdown, Ohio State. That is the ultimate grab and go for the score.
This offense is so good. Man, they can hurt you in so many different ways, and they do it so quick, so explosive. They can put small drives together, big drives together. They've really had a great year, and that's why they're a top 10 offense.
And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Hey, guys, let's take a look at what's happening in a great top 25 matchup. Nebraska is ahead in this one, but unlike the days of Tom Osborne, this has not been a blowout today in Lincoln. They're up by 7 over Oregon. We are the eyes and ears of the college football fan, and we've got you covered all day here in studio, guys.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. On the ground, it's Hill. At the 35, he's open. He's loose. Tackled, but he has a first down. The Golden Gophers will hustle to the line.
And sometimes you go, man, what a play by that guy. Like he carried people or he broke tackles or his speed, and that time I'm like, Palmer, where is the defense?
I think it's too many.
And the pass is intercepted. Was looking for a little more daylight for a big return, and he'll settle for the pick and setting his offense up to the 24.
Safeties are in the back, and they have so much ground to cover. You see them. They can go sideline to sideline. Great job reading the quarterback's eyes, breaking the football, going and making a big turn.
Basic connection. And he's knocked down immediately. Not before he moves the chains. They have set the tone in this one already inside a minute to play in a wild first quarter. Brought down at the 47-yard line after the 15 15-yard pickup. The Buckeyes may be leaders in the modern game, but this has an old-school, vintage Buckeye feel to it when they move the ball on the ground. Time to take a shot. And he makes the catch inside the 10. Almost took it all the way there, but it's a huge gain, and they're set up with a first and goal. New center downs right on the doorstep for this offense. Looking for a man, it's Fuentes. And he sprints to the end zone. Touchdown, Buckeyes. On to attempt the try. The kick is up and good and put one more on the lead. About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. And he's going to bring it out. Gets it across the 20 to the 21 and not quite what he would have picked up just taking the touchback. The Minnesota offense is headed back onto the field. That last drive was promising for a while, but you just can't mess it up at the end with the pick, Jesse.
No, you've got to be able to finish drives, especially in this game if you're going to win. And David, they've got to be able to eliminate the middle mistakes.
Yeah, and I don't think you get conservative or play it safe. You can trust your guy. I think you put the ball right back in his hands and let him do his thing.
They go to the draw. And they make the stop, and that will likely bring us to the end of the first quarter. We're through one, and what a back-and-forth battle between these two quarterbacks as we look at the stats. Now facing a third down as they come back to the line after the break. From the gun, wants to pass. Throws to the wideout. Working the middle. Great pickup as they'll keep this drive moving, and they've got it up for 45. And the Golden Gophers getting set on 1st and 10. Use the play fake, now to throw. Hit hard just as he released it on 1st down and just couldn't get it to the receiver.
Doesn't take this defense a lot of time to get to the quarterback, man. They've got speed all over the place. They hit him so quickly, and because of that, the ball falls incomplete.
2nd and 10 after the previous play. Looking for a crease. It's Green. That play just never had a chance. They knock him down for a loss of 5.
Linebackers have such an amazing responsibility. Got to play run, got to play pass. How about this? Seeing the run aggressively, getting downhill, and getting in the backfield and making the tackle for a loss.
Here they come, facing 3rd and long from the 40. Dropping back, it's Lindsey. Unloads to the wideout. Tough spot in the middle. They're ripping off chunks of yardage. They get it to the 33. The Golden Gophers want to move quickly.
He's been a matchup problem all season long. Defenses just don't know how to solve the puzzle. And with that last catch, over 500 yards receiving now on the year for him.
I like feeding my guy. I like getting my running back touches, feeding the ball so he can break some of those big runs. But I'm also okay with these little ones. Set the tone, stay balanced.
After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line, 2nd and 7. To the ground with the back. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
Let's go. When you see snot bubbles come out of the offensive player, you know it was a good lick. The Mike linebacker sits right in the middle of the field, ready to roll, ready to lay the hammer.
Gets it out fast. And sure, tackling there to keep him from getting to the 1st down marker. So now on comes the field goal unit. This one will be a 45-yard attempt, and he'll kick it from the left side. Splits the uprights, it's good. After that last field goal drive, they're set to kick it away. From inside the 10-yard line, he'll bring it back. And he'll be brought down after a solid effort on that return. The Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. Boy, David, they would love to stack another touchdown on top of that last drive.
And this offense did such a good job on the last drive. Everything in rhythm, moved the ball down the field, didn't make those mistakes, Jesse, and they need to do it again on this one.
Yeah, you're right. They had the defense on their heels. You wonder what sort of communication was going on that sideline. What sort of changes were they able to make, because they got to stop the bleeding right now.
He'll be stopped at the 41, but give him 10 on that play.
Well, with the weapons this offense has, you knew it was just a matter of time in the running game before someone was going to break a long run. They just been running into a wall. They just couldn't seem to find their creases and get enough movement up front. But they finally got it there, picking up the first. Let's see what happens next.
Looking to go up top on first down. Got it in the middle, it's Clemens. They make the stop right there. Good pickup, but still short of the first down.
And I love when my quarterback sees zone and knows exactly where to go with the football. Sees the wide receiver running the drag route, knows when to throw it, pulls the trigger for the easy finish.
Finds his tight end. He is tackled, but it'll be a fresh set of downs. No reason to panic when you see those extra bodies coming. Just find the big tight end.
Well, and the great ones do that. And the great ones are okay. You want to blitz? I know my answers. I'm all right. I'll stay patient. Find the matchup. This time it was the tight end. Finds the tight end, throws a strike, gets the first down.
And they'll finally catch up to him, but not before a big chunk of yardage is picked up. The offense down to the 22 on 1st and 10. The aerial assault continues. Keeps the play going. But he can't get away again, and down he goes, and the trickeration is not so tricky. That offense having to deal with the last thing you want on first down, giving up a sack as they come up to the line on 2nd down. Pocket starts to collapse. He'll pull it down and run. Makes a man miss. How about that nice run from this junior quarterback?
Man, how tough is this guy to defend? He drops back, everything tells you pass, and then he scrambles and gets the first down. Just so hard to defend.
The give to the tailback. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
That is a great play by the defensive end. The most athletic players on the field play defensive end. Yes, you are, Jess, Reese. Exactly what I said. Great get off, great job getting the backfield, making the play.
2nd down here, and maybe they've got time to get one more snap off before the 2-minute warning. Back to throw, it's Fuentes. It's complete. He gets it in. Touchdown, Ohio State. How efficient have they been as they extend this lead here in Week 5? And the extra point sails through for a 38-10 lead. About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown.
34 points. Captain out to an easy to put up another double-double, 24-13 board.
And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. Minnesota has it back, and the Gopher offense is headed onto the field. Boy, they've been caught in a buzzsaw here in the first half, but maybe a chance to carry some more running toward the table. A huge gain on that one before he ran out of bounds, and he has the first down.
I know it's early in the game, but defensively after that play, you know you have to tackle the catch. When this guy gets the ball in his hands, he's so dangerous after the fact. So it's okay for him to make catches. Just got to get him to the ground quickly.
And that is good versatility there, and a big hit from the backer in pass coverage. Here comes the offense on 2nd down. They're bringing it. And here's a fumble way behind the line. And the defense snatches it and they reverse the field.
You know, as quarterbacks, you've got to be good in the pocket. Even when things are collapsing and you've got guys swiping at it, you've got to have 2 hands on the football. Didn't do a really good job with ball security there, and that led to the fumble.
First snap of this drive comes from their own 41.
Scoring 16 of his game out, 31 points in the first 2 quarters. He also had 5.
Got enough for the first. Can anyone catch him? That is exactly what you want to do with the football. He's got it all the way down to the 15-yard line.
How about the explosive play by this offense? Man, it's so nice to have guys you can hand the football and just watch him work. Watch him.
Headed to the end zone. Touchdown, Buckeyes. And they take it in for 6 more points.
Yeah, Coming into the game, you look at the stats and you say top 10 offense in scoring, so they better be able to create what? Explosive plays. Another explosive plays. They've been doing it all year long. Those plays are backbreakers. Defenses just can't contain this offense.
Indiana opened the third quarter with a 9-0 run to extend their lead to 13, with Siakam coming through with 8 points early in the quarter.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And with the extra point, they push the lead out a little further. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Dynamite matchup this week, fellas. Let's show you what's going down. Arizona is down right now, but you simply can't rule out a comeback. Teddy Bruschi had a hand in getting this kid to Tucson, so if he thinks the magic is there, who am I to disagree? It's just a field goal game. They're trailing by 3 to UCF. Just another week of college football where we've come to expect the unexpected, fellas.
How about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. A lot of work to do as this drive will start from the 16-yard line. They'll come out on this drive and let it rip. They'll throw it to the back on the screen. He makes the stop, but a nice pickup there on first down. Leaves him in second and manageable. A timeout is called as this offense tries to find a way to get more points on the board before the half. Looking for a man. It's Lindsey. And they get to the quarterback and knock him down back at the 16. If they can convert here, that type of play can really give you a shot of momentum.
Off the New York's 18 turnovers, Patriots advance to the finals.
Couldn't find a man, just had to throw it away to avoid a negative play. And the Golden Gophers will line up to punt it away. Getting our first look of the afternoon at the punter.
Securing a trip to the NBA Finals, beginning with the Oklahoma City Thunder. So, what are your biggest takeaways from the Pacers Eastern Conference Finals?
And the punt will come to rest just inside the 30. Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. They've got some time to work with here, Jesse, and if they get a first down, they might really get aggressive.
I'd be aggressive right out of the gate. I'd be throwing for a first down. If I get it, then it's pedal to the metal. I'm in that 2-minute mark to try to score a touchdown.
But I do think this is a situation where you also have to understand that I have the lead. Going into the half, I've got the momentum, so don't do anything stupid.
The clock will stop with this timeout from the offense. They'll get a chance to regroup on the sideline. Looking for a productive play on first down. Gets it out quickly. A 7-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd and 3.
Nice completion here to this wide receiver. You're going to see this receiver line up in different spots all over the field all game long. Defense has got to keep their eye on where this guy is because they know he's a big part of this offensive success.
Timeout called on the offense, and now they just have 1 remaining in the half.
And this quarterback is having himself a day. Over 200 yards in the first half. It was hard enough for Palmer to get over 200 in a game, more or less in the first half.
They'll line up right at the 48-yard line on 1st and 10.
So that was my pick of who is the most important of the two. Like, I thought it was that's how that would work, because he said he didn't take that leap. Because he had to do the leap, so the fact that the guy
wants to throw, it's Fuentes. Fires to the middle. Complete to the right. And he's brought down after a nice gain. And this junior loves to show off that big arm. They'll throw it on first down. And the Heat gets home. They knock him down back at the 45. Quick timeout from the offense to save precious seconds.
This defense needed something to go right, man. They're down big already in the first half. Once the quarterback gets on the ground, this can start some momentum going back the other direction.
Yeah.
He's looking for a man on 2nd down. Takes a hit as he fires. That pass is incomplete, and they might be fortunate it wasn't knocked free for a fumble. It'll be 3rd down. Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. Going deep.
I think the most for the Indy left was
He got it. Takes it to the house. Touchdown, Ohio State. The AT unit on the field.
I mean, it's not that crazy. I mean, he actually scored for you just don't look at ESPN. It was right there clear.
And the extra point just tacks a little bit more onto this huge lead. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays. And the finisher coming courtesy of that touchdown toss from 45 yards out.
So I went off my comments off the bat. And we did discuss too, John. They said, who is the most important? Why did I think him? I think he's the most important. If you have him as a number 2 option. Because that's the diabolical part. It's supposed to be a number 1. I think his name makes it.
He thought about bringing that out for a half second, but he'll take a knee and they'll bring it to the 25. Only 7 seconds remaining in the first half. Let's see how they play it here on 1st and 10. Out of the gun, the inside handoff to the running back. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Guys, tough to beat the pageantry and tradition there in Minneapolis. The passing game for both sides has been outstanding. On point, unrelenting. They've excelled in the short game, the intermediate game, and especially on the deep ball. All in all, a thrilling display of offensive firepower, and these defenses have a lot to discuss here at halftime.
The Buckeyes will boot it away to start the second half.
Strengthen that roster. What's your biggest takeaway from the next movement?
And he'll bring it out of the end zone. Stopped at the 17, and he's probably second-guessing that return. The Minnesota offense is headed back onto the field. Got blown out in the first half, and now just desperate to find anything to generate momentum here in the third quarter.
It just starts with one play.
He lost one down the sideline. Pass on the way, it's picked off. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
And this ball looks like it just got away from the quarterback. I think he made the right decision. He was going to the receiver that seemed open, but just not very accurate on the throw, and that leads to the interception.
A little pre-snap eye candy for the defense.
That's like how we played in college. Get the ball out.
Across the 45.
Well, the defense knew coming into this one it was going to be a physical game. Guys are going to have to be great at the point of attack and get off blocks and make tackles. You couldn't stop the offense from picking up that first down on that run play.
And I think that's what want to get back. You've got to be back all the time. And so the common game. I'm going to get back. I want to get back.
And the ball's out there after it. Once that ball was loose, offense didn't have a chance. Defenders everywhere. It's a turnover.
Man, and it was just the impact of the hit that dislodged the football from the ball. There was a heat-seeking missile coming in there, and he knocked that thing loose.
Out of the gun, the running back has it. And I think they'll give him 2 on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up. Tried to pound it on first down, now back to the line.
Whoever it is, still can say.
Leaves it with the running back.
If the guard got to pick it up, whatever it is, but that's how you got to get back.
It's been that kind of day for this offense, right? It seems like anything they're dialing up just simply isn't working. But at this point, David, I don't know if it's even worth trying to run the ball.
Probably not. You're getting destroyed right now. Nothing has gone your way, and when you're down this much, I think the running game is used sporadically, not as a staple. Let's throw this football around and see what can happen.
3rd and long situations are really hard to convert. The defense knows it's going to be passed. The pass rushers are getting upfield. You're under pressure. You don't have timing. And as a result now, 4th down.
And that is an excellent run as it lands out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. The Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. After that last drive, he came back to the sideline, and the coach probably said, "You dropped it? You didn't pick it up? Come on, get on the ball, David."
No, that's not what he said. He said, "You're doing a great job. Just keep your head up." He got blasted. You got to hold on to the football, Palmer. Turnovers decide games. Those are big plays.
It's tough on him, too, because he knows he let his offense down on that last drive. So you know that guy's eager and anxious to come out here to make a play.
The offense basically has the whole field in front of them, backed up close to their own end zone. Quick pass on the fly motion. Oh, look out! And he'll be run out of bounds, and these guys are piling up some serious yardage totals. Not much feels better to an offense than to get some breathing room with an explosive play like that. Now 1st and 10 from the 39. The inside handoff. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
Nice play by the defense. Now is the time they've got to go in the system. They allowed this running back to go off in that first half, and moving forward now, they've got to try and take this running back away.
To the air, it's Fuentes. Fires to the wideout. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. He found plenty of room, and he gets it to the 39-yard line.
He chews some of that. And with that completion, now he's over 400 yards on the day. That's a really, really good game for this quarterback. He's been almost flawless.
And the Buckeyes have it with a 1st and 10. Looking to move it through the air. He wants to go deep. Makes the grab. Can White cross the plane to get the 6, but they'll have the 1st down. This offense in scoring position with a fresh set of downs. Keeping it on the ground on 1st and goal. Touchdown, Buckeyes! And the route is on. And at this point, they're just rubbing their noses in it.
There's nothing positive to be able to take away from this. You got beat down, you move on to the next game, start working on the next opponent. This one's over.
Ready to try the point after. And with the extra point, the lead is even bigger. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Fellas, a very interesting scene playing out right now in this marquee top 25 matchup. Nebraska is ahead early in Lincoln, but that's not exactly Mike Rozier out there running the ball. This game is a long way from over. They're up by 4 over Oregon. We'll circle back if anything big happens you need to know about.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us.
Go back. All right, go back.
And he's coming out of the end zone. That gamble did not pay off as they bring him down at the 12-yard line. Minnesota has it back, and the Gopher offense is headed onto the field. Boy, 3 and out last time, David. They'd like to be more productive this time around.
Yeah, in the last drive, nothing really clicked. No rhythm, got off the field really quickly. They need to put something together.
Yeah, David, bad execution on that last drive, so they got to take a collective breath and start playing like a unit on this drive.
To the air, it's Lindsey. Got his man downfield. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a 1st down.
Yeah, the quarterback knew exactly where he wanted to throw the football, had time, spins the ball deep. Nice job by this offense, understanding what the defense is giving them and creating explosive plays.
And he does a really nice job finding open space and making a good gain before the stop is made.
Well, you got to give the defense a lot of credit on this play because they were doing a nice job understanding who had the football and where they were. So nice job by the defense rallying around that ball carrier and now not giving up the 1st down.
They ran it on 1st down, now on 2nd. From the gun, running back on the move. Finally pulled down, but not before. Moving the change for a first down.
Man, that was a good run, but it was almost even better. Great job by the offense. Keep the running game going. You get big chunks like this. Not only was that a big chunk, it also looked like it could have gone for more.
The Golden Gophers are moving quickly down the field.
We got one back. One is back. And Mitchell Robinson going back.
The RPO fires away to the left. Just has a knack of finding that crease and gets it down to the 31.
This quarterback right now is he's doing a nice job in pre-snap. He's reading the coverage and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football. That's why the ball's coming out of his hands so quickly. That's why he seems like he's in a great rhythm.
He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
I love this linebacker because he's able to dissect what's happening in front of him, and he reacts downhill, uses his speed to get to the line of scrimmage and create the negative play.
Third down conversions are a huge stat, and this one would be a doozy if they can pull it off. Back to throw, it's Lindsey. Looking down the middle. And that is interception number 3 on the day. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
You know, I like the decision by the quarterback in terms of where he was going with the ball. Just don't like the accuracy. That was not good location on the throw. Got away from him a little bit. The defense able to come up with a big pick.
Finding a way to put that foot in the ground and get it up to the 37-yard line.
The toss does a really good job of getting the football on the edge quickly. You know, you toss it out there to the running back. You better block the defensive end. That's priority number 1. Good job blocking the defensive end. Getting a nice positive game with the toss play.
You don't even account for
Gets it past the first down marker, still running. And they'll finally get him down after a terrific pickup.
Man, that's another productive run. This offense has had a bunch of them today, and the running back, I think this lead was built on this. He's done a great job all game long setting the tone, and I think that's why this offense has been successful.
And he'll run across the sidelines after the good game.
Nice job on the QB. You can tell they want to push it down the field. They want to be aggressive on first down, which I love, which is really hard to stop from a defensive standpoint. But does a good job scrambling outside the pocket, picking up the first down, and then saving his life. Good job. Get out of here. And listen, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I mean, I love teams that commit to the run, and when it's successful, keep running the rock.
Yeah, David, I think this offensive line right now, they've got a lather going. They're really sort of getting in that groove and flow.
And he's all bottled up, and now it's worse. The ball's loose.
Man, and this is why you practice 5 points of pressure with football. You cannot put the ball on the ground. It doesn't matter how many defenders you manage to put in and get hit. You cannot turn the football over and expect to win games.
They've got him looking right. Now they're going to throw it. Unleashes one deep. And good coverage there to knock it away and deny the score.
Sometimes as a quarterback, when you're feeling the rhythm and you're feeling yourself, you just want to keep taking shots, right? This guy's already thrown 3 touchdown passes. He saw what he liked, decided to let her fly. I haven't seen a lot of balls falling complete, especially deep down the field. That one did, but I'd expect this guy to keep letting it go.
On 3rd and long, he'll have to turn it loose deep. He's moving out of the pocket. Across the 25, he's got room. He's all the way down to the 3. Any electric run has him set up. These 2 quarterbacks have produced as we check out their numbers after 3. They'll try to open the quarter by cashing in on this big opportunity deep in the red zone. Barges ahead. He steps and powers and works his way, and they finally get him down to the 2.
And down here near the goal line, it's not physical, and this guy's proven it today. They've given it to him. He's put it in the end zone twice already. I'm going to keep it.
So you know the defense is going to be keying him too, right? Because he's hurting a little bit in this game already. They're going to be finding a way to try to get some penetration, anticipating this guy to touch it again.
Great recognition by the corner. That touch pass after he throws to the quarterback. It's a pass. He can't throw it forward again. Nice job understating that. Flying up, coming and making a big tackle in the open field.
Needs to get it in the end zone on 3rd and goal.
The whole way. Not going to do nothing.
Pressure coming. Feeling some heat.
Just watch it. But I got to stay.
Let's go to the end zone. Right through his hands. He had a touchdown and just didn't look the ball in. It'll be 4th down. And it looks as if they're going to try a field goal. Field goal is good. And that'll add 3 more to a lead that is already way out of hand.
If we play against, we're not. Think about how many times
just into the end zone, and he'll bring it out. That is a decision he will likely regret. He brings it out of the end zone, and he's knocked down at the 10. 90 yards in front of them as they start the drive at their own 10. He'll come out throwing on 1st down. He makes the catch. Really needed a play like that to get out of their own end. They move the chains. They mark it at the 29. That completion delivers a 1st down.
He was like, just go. Got the ball.
He wants to throw. Got it in the middle. It's grounded. Really nice job there by both guys to throw and the catch to work that defense and get the 1st down. And now a fresh set of downs for this offense. Trying to find his man on 1st down. That's reeled in. It's grounded. He's brought down solid. Pick up a little bit short of 1st down.
Find the open spaces in the defense just makes life so much easier for his career.
He's really close to that 1st down marker, but they stop him just a bit short. Might be decision time if the defense can get a stop on 3rd down from the 45. Back to the air one more time. A quick out. He steps out of bounds, but he's got enough for a 1st down.
Well, look, that wasn't a touchdown. That was a massive play for this offense. They needed some momentum. They needed to find a rhythm, no better way than converting on 3rd down. Awesome job by the
It's like
dropping back, it's Lindsay. Receiver looks it in, it's complete. He's there to make the stop, and they threw it in reverse. What's the yardage on that play?
I don't love the play call at this juncture in the game. You're down. You've got to take shots. The defense is not going to be blitzing, so these screens probably aren't going to work.
Looking for room, it's Hill. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. They'll try to get something out of this drive and kick the field goal here on 4th down. Well, they've already made one. The holder will put it down at the 38 for a 48-yard attempt. Knocked it right through, showing that big range from 48 yards out.
You know, a lot of people are scratching their heads why they try to keep that field goal. You're in the 4th quarter, you're doing a boatload of points. A field goal isn't going to do it. They want to win this game. You need touchdowns. I would anticipate for every possession they get from here on out, man, you've got to be way more aggressive.
So everybody hurry up. The kickoff team is out there ready to put it away. On the run from inside his own 5. Not a lot of space to be found by Russell Heinrich. They stop him at the 21. Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. And the center for the chip shot field goal last time. Jesse Van Logan, this one to pay off bigger.
Yeah, it just comes down to execution, too. Did a nice job out in the field, stalled a little bit once they got down to the goal line, so they just need to be a little bit more crisp here.
And listen, I think the first part was the most important part. You've got to put the drive together first to get down there. Now, when we get down there, focus on execution and getting 6 points.
That's the way to start a drive, and now they'll try to follow up on 1st and 10. Makes it grab over the middle. And the defense had that one well covered, just a short gain here.
And offenses nowadays, they're really just counting numbers. How many guys do you have out wide? How many guys do you have? If I have enough guys to block the guys, well, let's just build into the offense. Catch, let me get a few
you're not getting the ball down
makes the grab. It's Graham. Defense needs to regroup as he gets it down to the 26.
The offensive coordinators out there. A similar situation with a lead like this, they'd definitely be running the ball at this point. They'd probably take their starting quarterback out of the game, essentially, but not this unit. They're still staying aggressive. They're still taking shots. They're just trying to light up the score. And sometimes for the defense, it just takes one play, right, to create some momentum. Obviously, this guy's been eating them up. He's got over 100 yards rushing on the day. But finally, David, they get something positive here in the run game defensively.
But you kind of know that coming in. He's going to get hit. Such a great back, and he's had a great day. He can put more plays together like that right there.
It's third down now. They ought to be able to get off one more play before the 2-minute warning. They get him on the ground, but not before he gets enough for the first down. We've reached the 2-minute warning, and this offense will be quite content just to drain the rest of the time away. The Buckeyes will have it 1st and 10.
Now, free me on Netflix, though.
With jet sweep pass.
Where you have,
And he'll step across the sidelines after making a good gain on that one.
It's so hard for a defense to have to stop plays like that because it really forces you to play with great eye discipline. You see a pre-snap motion. Defense doesn't know if he's just running across the field and he's going to run a route or he's going to block. He has the football. That time, he was able to outflank the defense and get that first down.
Can the defense stop them again on 2nd and goal?
They said how the East score got. How the East score over two. Hello.
Trying to pound their way in. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
So he said,
That's a great stop by this defense. 2nd down and goal. Getting the lost yardage play. Now putting your defense in a better position for third down.
Motion by the back forces the defense to adjust. Quarterback adapting. Touchdown, Ohio State! And the stomping has commenced. They give themselves a little more cushion as they try to reel off their 4th straight win.
And this always is the debate of where you fall. It's your job to stop me or I should get conservative. Because this offense obviously has had themselves a day. And apparently, their day's not over. They're going to continue to keep scoring. And the defense better do something about it.
What was the difference between John and they just keep that? Because
and he'll return it and try to get behind his blockers. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes and they'll stop him at the 16. The Minnesota offense is headed back onto the field. Not feel great about it this one, Jesse, but I'm sure they'll try to seek out some positives.
This might be an opportunity, Terry, to go back when they watch this game and just find the plays and the schemes that are working.
And the pressure gets him back at the 8-yard line.
The defense puts the exclamation point on the day. They have had a wonderful day. They're doing everything great. Just you could tell they were dialed into what was going on, and now just throw another sack in the equation, hitting the quarterback, being disruptive. They've been all over the field.
Also close to paying off the tip. Really had it in his hands, but it falls incomplete. Not exactly the ideal situation for this offense. 3rd and long, backed up inside their 20. Looking to throw, and he needs a bunch. Finds his man. It's McWilliams. And he's not going to make it. The defense denying him the first down.
And listen, the defense playing really conservative, right? You got the lead. Here's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get sacks. I got to get to the quarterback. I got to make sure I'm getting him, knocking him off the spot. Padding my stats, by the way. Got a lot of sacks late in games. We had a big lead. That's okay. That's what you're supposed to do. Keep competing defense.
The Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. And now one of the most satisfying favorite moments in football, just watching that clock drain away while you have control of the ball, Jesse.
This is definitely one of the best play callers, right, for an offensive coordinator. Get ready to go into victory formation. So many good things happened today. It seemed like everything he was dialing today ended up working out.
No doubt, they put a lot of highlights together, put a great offensive game together, complete football game. They get the win on to next week.
They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
So it wasn't like keeping the ball, it was both ball at the same time. So it was different.
This is what an elite team does. They know they're better. They go out. They take the figurative.